Welcome back to Wall Again, where passion meets music. So since I got my turntable a couple of weeks ago, I've been flat out picking up vinyl, new and used. Now the new vinyl, I have to say, I'm getting stuff that's on 180 gram vinyl, and it's also cut from original analog master tapes, stuff like Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top and Yes. And I have to say, brand new vinyl sounds absolutely immaculate, amazing on my turntable. However, I've picked up some older records, stuff from the 1970s and 1980s, stuff by Yes, stuff by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I picked up a Cozy Powell album, and I have to say, the older records, they're noisy, and you would expect that. Like, these records are maybe 40, 50 years old, so you would expect a little bit of surface noise on them, is what I'm told. So I'm kind of reluctant to go out splurging and buying a lot of old vinyl, because I'm just concerned that it doesn't have the clarity. Now it's fine in the loud parts of music, but in the quiet parts it can be a little noisy. So I've spent some time cleaning these records down just to see, can I get them sounding a bit better, and it does work. Cleaning does actually work. They do sound a lot quieter, but they're still not absolutely pristine. So as you can see behind me, I have this side. I have plenty of CDs. I have over 500 albums on CD that I own at this point in time, and when I started buying vinyl, I was like, oh my god, am I going to fall in love with vinyl and then leave CDs behind? But I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm going to enjoy both formats for what each of them bring. So I was in the record shop the other day, and I went over to the jazz section, and this was actually a record shop up in Belfast, and they had a massive jazz and jazz fusion section. So I couldn't help myself. I had to get some albums that I absolutely adore, that I had been wanting to pick up for a long time and just hadn't seen at a good price. So I got this one here, Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. Of course, this album was the one that started it all in terms of jazz rock and jazz rock fusion. On this album, we have an amazing array of musicians. Obviously, Miles Davis is the band leader, but we've also got Joe Zawinul, who went on to form a band called Weather Report, and again, they're considered one of the pioneers of jazz rock fusion in the 1970s. We have a guy called Chick Corea, who went on to form a band called Return to Forever, and he had his own successful solo career. Again, another amazing musician who, formed jazz rock fusion. And we also have a guitar player called John McLaughlin, or if you're from outside the island of Ireland, you might call it John McLaughlin. But I call it John McLaughlin. And John was responsible for forming the Mahavishnu Orchestra, which of course were another fantastic jazz rock fusion band. He also went on to record albums with Al Di Meola, and also with Carlos Santana and many other musicians over the course of his career. So this album, it's an absolute staple. It takes a while to get into this album, I have to say. It does take a lot of listens to get into it, but once you do get into it, that's it. It digs its nails into you, and that's it. Then it has a grasp you and won't let go. So I absolutely love this album, and I was delighted to get it on CD, and it sounds immaculate on CD. Next one I picked up, I mentioned Chick Corea. Also I should mention the drummer Lenny White on this teamed up with Chick Corea to form Return to Forever, and this album, Romantic Warrior, in my opinion, it's one of the best jazz rock fusions of all time. It was released in 1976. Al Di Meola, as I mentioned, played guitar on this one, and then on the bass we have Stanley Clarke. So it's an absolutely fantastic album by virtuoso musicians, and I really love this album. I've been listening to this album for a couple of years now, and I had to pick it up on CD when I saw it. It was less than €10, so really can't go wrong. The next one I have here is a solo instrumental acoustic or semi-acoustic hollow body guitar for the whole album. Okay, all 45 minutes or whatever length this album is. It's Joe Pass, and it's virtuoso, and it's absolutely fantastic. I got onto this guy a couple of years ago from watching Rick Beato videos, and he was always raving about how great this guy was. So a couple of years ago I decided, right, I'm going to bite the bullet, going to stick on this guy's album Virtuoso by Joe Pass, see what it's all about, and I was absolutely blown away. The complexity, the precision, he's all over the neck, and he's so musical and so melodic in his playing, and as well he's got a great touch on the guitar. Very little compression used on this mix, I believe, but he's able to let those notes ring out where they need to ring out, mute notes where they need to be muted. He's got just the right touch on the guitar, and it's just an absolutely fantastic performance. And you know, it's in terms of jazz rock or even just jazz in general, this is one of the standard bearers, and I had to pick up this album. Okay, but I wasn't finished there. There was a few other albums I had to pick up, and again, they were in the jazz rock fusion genre. So I always wanted to get the Weather Report albums. Like, I know Heavy Weather and Black Market are considered two of the best albums in the entire back catalogue of Weather Report. But also, there's so many other brilliant albums by this band. So I decided, right, I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna buy 2 box sets by the band, right? So I have this one here. So there was actually, this one here was released in 2007. Okay, and this one has the albums I Sing the Body Electric, Sweet Nighter, Mysterious Traveller, Black Market, and Night Passage. So that's 5 albums on that one. And then this one was released in 2011, and there's another 5 albums. We've got Weather Report, Tail Spinning, Heavy Weather, Mr. Gone, and Weather Report. So there you go. That's basically 10 albums spanning Weather Report's career from 1971 up to 1984. So I have plenty of listening ahead of me for as we come into the winter months here in Ireland. Plenty of jazz rock fusion to get my teeth and my ears into here, as well as all the new vinyl I've picked up. So been very happy with the last few weeks in terms of my collection and all those items that I picked up. And yes, CDs are here to stay. CDs will be going nowhere. I love the vinyl and the romance of it and everything else. The new vinyl sounds really good on the turntable, but the old vinyl just needs a little bit of TLC, I think, before I get up to a standard where I'm maybe happy with it. But that's for another discussion. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, stick a like on it, and if you could also subscribe and let me know in the comments below if you've been on any recent vinyl or CD hauls and what have you picked up. I would love to know, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.